Yeah. So the Marine Corps was very simple. Their recruiting pitch, without me knowing about special forces and all the different jobs, their recruiting pitch was incredible. I called the Navy and I had the Navy recruiter come visit, and he brought me, a bag full of water bottles and keychains and a bunch of brochures. And he showed up to my house and he sat down at my kitchen table, had a cup of coffee, and he was this kind of little portly guy that was real friendly. And he said, "You join the Navy, you can see the world. You go on these ships, you go all over." And he kind of appealed to this whole idea of excitement
Yep.
and experience. And he didn't really look, he looked like I could, just put him in a little headline. And then so I said, okay, that's interesting. I've kind of got this drive in me that wants to go see combat. And,
Right.
there was an appeal to serve, but also to test myself and say, I want to be out there in the fight and see if I can do it, see what it's like. The Marine recruiter was extremely different. I called and I said, "Hello, I'm Brian. I'm interested in potentially serving." And he said, "What makes you think you have what it takes to join my Marine Corps?" I said, "Well, I don't know. I guess I'm asking for more information." He's like, "Oh, you want to know more? You want to talk? You really want to talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really want to talk. I want to serve. I just want to figure out more." He said, "Okay, let's talk." I said, "Okay." He said, "Someone will be on their way to pick you up shortly." And so
Wow.
I hung up the phone, not even know what happened. And next thing you know, there was this Marine dressed in his, sharp uniform, very formal, rings the doorbell. My mother answers. He's very polite to her. "Hello, ma'am. I'm looking for your son, Brian." And then I kind of come in and I'm expecting the water bottles and the keychain treatment, just like the Navy guy. And this guy stood kind of on the very end of the porch and he said, "Are you Brian?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Let's go." And it just, next thing you know, I follow this guy and I'm in his van, his government van, and we're driving to the recruiting center. Did not say a word to me in the car.
Really?
I'm thinking, what have I gotten myself into? And he takes me to the recruiting center. No one's spoken to me yet. I walk past a couple other Marines looking sharp, looking fit in their uniforms, and they just point me to a pull-up bar and they say, "Start going." So I hop up and I do pull-ups. I did about 10 pull-ups and they said, "All right, hop off. We can talk now." And eventually they sat down and, and they kind of were just very firm and stoic. But that was like what I thought the military, that felt like the movies.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds
That
like
was
it.
the challenge I was looking for. I said, "All right, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it with the best."
Right.
And the Marines made me feel like they were the best. And they are. I have a lot of respect for my time in the Marine Corps.
So then I guess why the switch? Cause I'm not sure. And I guess is that maybe common to switch from say one branch to another? I guess I haven't maybe had heard that before.
No, very, very uncommon. I think there's only one or two that transfer a year, and not because it's, you know, an elite thing to do, just because it's uncommon and no one really knows how to do it.
Right.
Um, my time in the Marine Corps, it just got off to a start that I hadn't envisioned for myself.
Gotcha.
So, as much as I wanted to serve my country, I was looking to answer some questions about myself as a man, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I wanted to be an infantry officer. I wanted to face combat. And I wanted to fight for the country. But the Marine Corps, they don't just give you what you want. It's based on the needs of the Marine Corps. And that's really the first lesson in service I learned.
Mm.
So they assigned me to become an intelligence officer, which was probably using some of the talents they saw in me. I was a signals intelligence officer, but that meant that I was removed from direct combat. I was not in a combat arms capacity. I was kind of in the background at a command center in front of a computer, trying to help find bad guys. And then I'd find them and I'd give that information to the guys that would go fight.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You wanted to be the guys who was going to fight. It seems like.
Exactly. And the SEALs, the reason why the SEALs have was because on my deployment as a Marine, I was their intelligence support to a SEAL Team 6 unit out of Africa. So every day I'm in an office, I'm a fit, motivated guy, and I'm looking at all these Navy SEALs, and I'm just handing them the information, and they go out and do the cool stuff.
Right.
And so I just, next thing you know, I started following him around, asking him all these questions. And I realized that there was a way for me to go down that path. I probably should have done it right out of college,
Right.
but I didn't want to miss the opportunity I had in front of me. So I submitted an application, did an inter-service transfer, and I'm reporting to BUDS, which is basic underwater demolition slash SEAL training. It's called BUDS. It's just the basic SEAL school to become a Navy SEAL.
So yes, when you transferred from the Marines, you went straight to Buds as opposed to, so you didn't have to like go through the Navy and then from the Navy to the.
Right. So normally you would have to go through Navy's boot camp,
Yep.
Navy's officer course. My Marine Corps time counted, and they said, "Hey, you've already been through all the basic stuff. You understand the military culture." So I was
Gotcha.
able to transfer right over,
Wow.
maintain my rank. So I mean, pretty much got out on kind of one of those like got out on a Friday, got on my Marine Corps uniform on a Friday, and put on a Navy uniform on a Monday.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. And this is all just because, you were, I guess, seems like started following around the guys who were actually, I guess, doing the things that seemed more appealing to you at that point in time.
Yeah, just chasing that, just chasing that question I had posed to myself somewhere along the way, which
Yeah.
was, you know, do I have what it takes? Can I give that to my country? And so this was my way to get there.